Hey guys, well, I want to give you just a little bit of a tour and want to talk to you about dedicated workspaces. Because, a lot of people ask, how do I get to be a better blacksmith? How do I get to be a better craftsman? Well, let me tell you something. There's a lot of things that don't necessarily have anything to do with your craft that are probably hindering you from becoming a better craftsman, because to practice, to spend time and work on what you need to work on, you have to spend that time. And if you spend all your time trying to clear a space or deploying things, you're not spending that on time working on your craft. Here's what I mean. So for years, I have worked leather out of a tackle box. I've had this box for a very long time, and this is where I kept all my tools for leather work. So the problem was, though, is if I would have to find an empty table like this, I'd have to take my toolbox and then I would have to explode it and just like you smear it all over the table. And at that point, this becomes the leather working table. The problem is that was usually my one table. So at any point, if I didn't completely finish what I was doing with the leather, and let's say I needed to work metal or wood, I'd actually come up, having to clean all this up and reset this, maybe just do a few seconds of work and then redeploy the leather. So the problem is a tremendous amount of the time, energy, and interest, especially for a lot of us that are cursed with that artist mentality, we only have so much attention to give, goes by the wayside because we are stuck with the mundane issue of cleaning and resetting. So the more dedicated space that you can have in your shop, the more efficient you're going to be and the happier you're going to be. Because let me tell you, as in the video I showed you that I actually built myself a nice new leather working table here, and I gotta tell you, it is already such a hell of a difference to be able to go over here, walk, sit down, and start doing work. I don't have to deploy anything. I don't have to go find the tackle box. I don't have to dig through and find what I'm missing. Everything's visible, everything's accessible, and I can sit and go right to work. And that is super, super awesome. You're gonna find this common theme with pretty much any great craftsman. I never realized to look for that until I really met people that did stuff for real, for serious. So if it's something like a leather table, or even something as dedicated as the saw table, you're going to find that having those dedicated spaces are going to make your life a whole lot easier. Now, of course, for a lot of you that are just starting out, I mean, I get emails all the time of guys talking about, I've got this garage, I have to move stuff in and out. And that's the number one problem I hear about. It's not over hammer technique, it's really not over fire or anything else, it's the fact of space. So one of the things as you get started that you need to consider is going to be space. How easy is it for you to set up? Because let me tell you, if you've had a rough day and you want to go out and beat on some metal, if it takes you an hour to set up, you're not going to want to do it. You're going to lose all the flavor for doing it just because there's so much work to get to the point that you actually can go to work. One of the interns that came down to us, named Judah, great guy. Man, he did a crossbow here recently that was just freaking awesome. One of the things that he said was so striking about being down here is just how much we had to work in order to get to where we could work, and that is the absolute truth. So you need to be in a situation of where, plan your space, because it's as important as your anvil and your fire. Oh, by the way. So anyway, guys, delegating space for what you're going to be doing as a craftsman is as critical as having the right tools. So set your stuff up, make sure you have it set so you can walk out and go to work. And if you can do that, you'll spend way more time doing what you need to be doing, practicing your craft, as opposed to practicing putting crap in a box. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys a little bit later.